here. You need to do something now to get ready for the best, most incredible opportunity in real estate before this information hits the news headlines. Now, I'm going to play a 1-minute clip of something from Fox News, because you've probably heard the old adage, if it's by the time it's in the news, it's too late. Everything in the housing market is turning. It's going to turn rapidly. It will blow your mind what happens in the next 90 days because of the stream of information that's hitting the markets. I prepared thousands and thousands of people around the country 2 years ago for this event. We are now here, and there is one more thing you can do that has to do with property taxes that will make you a lot of money. Very few people understand how to do this. I'm going to explain it to you, but I'm going to play this clip, and then I'm going to cite another news story, okay?
And concerns about the housing market, they're mounting. Now, this morning in my inbox, Political called this situation a lose-lose, and well, there have been even more sensational headlines like this one from the Daily Mail saying that realtors have hit the panic button. Now, some parts of the market, the housing markets, have already crashed, folks. I mean, second quarter of 2025, what they call the vacant property zombie report, 1.4 million residential properties. That's up big time, 1.3% of all U.S. homes. So they're vacant, right? They're zombies. 13 consecutive quarters. Well, this number has been around that level. So, you know, obviously people drive to these neighborhoods. You see them, you know what we're talking about. And then, of course, this morning.
All right, so here's the deal. It's in the news that the markets are crashing. I know it sounds crazy, but now on Fox, they're talking about the real estate market crashing. And what's going to come next is going to blow your mind with unemployment rising and all these incredible opportunities, but you're not going to be able to take care of them or take advantage of them if you don't know they exist. And I'm going to talk to you about tax liens in a second, but this is where it gets really exciting. Let's see here. All right, here we go. This one's out of Newsweek. Is out of another. So we just went for Fox News. This is the next one. House value declines, spark alarm. Something big could be happening. The story goes on to talk about home values have fallen month over month in more than 60% of U.S. counties in April, according to data from the real estate, specific real estate platforms. The reason why this is important is because this is happening right now, but because you haven't heard it on the news, and I'm showing you these news articles right now that are saying more than half of the country is now officially in month-over-month declines, indicating the housing downturn is spreading. This is a big deal. So this is why I want to talk to you about tax liens, because this is, in my opinion, and I'll put an insane deal down below. What is it? 90% off sale on Tax Lien Pro and Tax Deed Master. This is a system that was built, let me let some cold air in, by the federal government, or I'm sorry, set up by the federal government, and county governments and state governments adopted this stuff. It started with state governments and counties. For you to be able to essentially loan money to people that haven't been current on their taxes, so that they can stay in the house for a little bit longer and get current. However, they have to pay you back plus interest, but not directly. They don't even know that you did it. They pay the county. So it's just like the DMV, where if you don't pay your DMV bill, you know, your registration bill, it says, hey, if it's, this is how much you owe, $199. If it's not due on this, we don't get it on this date, it's going to be $250, right? There's a fine implemented or an interest. Well, unlike you being able to take advantage of paying someone's DMV bill, you are allowed to pay their property tax bill. And depending on the county in which it's located, they're given 6 months to 2 years. Sometimes, I think there's one county out there, a handful, they do 3. But my point being is they give a per year interest rate anywhere between 8% and 36% per year. So if you pay it for them, they don't know that you did, but you paid the county, you wrote them a check so that the county can still pay its firefighters and police officers and do road work. And then they send a notice to the owner of the property, and they say, look, you owe this now with interest. If you don't pay within the year, it's going to get tacked on the extra interest next year. And what they do is the government says guaranteed you're going to get paid, because worst case scenario, if they don't pay by the redemption date, that property is going to go on the auction market, and it's going to be sold, and you are the very first person to be paid. This is the most incredibly bullish thing that you could do, and it costs as little as, I've seen tax liens for as little as $245. And a lot of people go, well, that's not a lot of interest. Don't worry, I've seen them for $250,000 and $1 million. Right now, Hollywood elites and political elites are being tagged, and their properties are going on there being liens attached to them because they're not paying their property taxes. So there's zero excuse to not get ready for this. But the thing is, for decades and decades, this way of investing in real estate and tax deeds, where you just go to an auction online and buy a property for 10 cents on the dollar, I'm not joking, has been shrouded in mystery because people charge thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars for a course on how to do it. Very few people know how to do it. So I broke the code. I've been studying tax liens for, 23 years. I've been reading books on them. And then I went out and bought a ton of courses, and I took the ripoff for you guys. I paid thousands and thousands of dollars for courses, made sure that I could put out a product that's better than them. And there you go. It's $299 for both those courses. If you're not ready for this, that's on you. But if you're ready to take action, then type it down below. I'm ready. There are a lot of students of mine that they signed up for monthly coaching calls. I've got 2 coaches. That's all they do is tax liens and deeds. And they coach people through, they've taken the course, and they're getting checks in the mailbox by literally bidding on these online. Don't be late to this when thousands of people are rushing in, or hundreds of thousands of people when it's in the news. You want to be ready and know how to do this and go absolutely dominate this market. This is the most incredible way to invest in real estate with barely any money. So there's the link down below. If you want it, it's yours. I don't know how much longer this is going to be on market because, quite frankly, I want to charge $2,000 to $3,000 for these courses. But if I hear anybody whining later, I thought you were going to help the common man. There you go. There's the info. It's just like the DeFi Pro course. I started it at $400. It's now at $2,000, and people are whining all day long. Why didn't you let me in? Well, I think I've ran this one into the ground. Housing market's crashing. You just heard it on Fox News. If you're waiting for your dentist to tell you this, or a family member, or your real estate agent, which will never happen, your real estate agent will never tell you the market's crashing. I don't know if you know how that works, but your broker too. They just want you to buy a house or sell your house or get a loan. That's all they care about. Very few people in this industry will tell you the truth. 1, because they have no concept it's happening. 2, because they're afraid that they're not going to get a commission. That's also why Dave Ramsey doesn't say it. It's how he makes all of his money off of real estate deals, because he gets you to sign up with his agents. Very few people know how this works. All right, with that being said, I hope you got something out of this. Go and check out, learn everything you can about tax liens and deeds. Learn how to sign up for the online auctions. Learn how to verify all the information, find all the data, and bid on these things. Excuse me. It's absolutely imperative. If you want to be successful, you invest like very few people understand how to invest. And that's like a winner. All right, that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.